126, 87 with a pulse of 84. Looking at the data in binary, 126 over 87 with a pulse of 84. If it was that easy, why have I spent the last 4 days getting to this point? Probably because I didn't start at this point. I started by trying to read the measurements off the cuff as they're being written to RAM. What we're actually looking at here is me scrolling through the memory, EEPROM, I guess, and looking at the scope. So let's scroll through the memory again. 125, 88, 83, 125, 88, 83. That's great. So the challenges I had were when I was trying to read it, when it was writing to the flash memory, I had the probe set at 1x, and that was interfering with the operation of the meter and it was erroring out. So I set the probes to 10x, which improved the impedance, but also ruined the noise floor and gave me a lot of erroneous errors up here, which made me not trust the scope anymore. So I moved to using a Teensy, which I set up to intercept the I2C signal and record it as I was taking measurements. I wasn't having a lot of luck there. I was running into a lot of other weird data errors, but then realized that I could just look at what the memory said and scope it this way. That way I didn't have to wait like a minute every time to take a reading. And once I did that, I hooked it back up to the scope and it works most of the time. 123, 79, 78. 123, 79, 78. That's what I'm seeing on the scope. But here, this set of packets here does not match what I'm seeing on the screen here. This happens probably 20% of the time, and I think it's a signal integrity issue. I'm not sure. Again, there, that doesn't match that. If I scroll through the event table, actually that's all it is. I'm just not seeing the data that appears on the screen. But here we are, we're back to good data. So once I started getting good data and started looking at it, it became really easy to see where these things were being stored. My plan is to sort of bypass this idea of just spying on the I2C bus. I'm going to rip out the flash memory from this. I'm going to use the Teensy or an Arduino just to emulate the flash memory and just record the data that way. That way, I think it should be easier. Anyway, I've made some progress. It's taken me a lot longer than I expected, but that's generally the way these things go. I'll keep you updated. See ya. Bye.